But yeah, the question: who told you you was naked? Who told you you wasn't good enough? We have to start to interrogate why we do things, and does it come from God's nature or does it not? And I said we because it's not something that I said last week. I'm not teaching this from a point of perfection. Jesus is the standard. I am not the standard. The bishop is not the standard. The greatest apostle is not the standard. Even Paul is not the standard. Like I said last week, he said, "Follow me as I follow Christ." So when we start to interrogate some of the things that we do by the standard of who told us this information, where did we get it from, we are able to better identify whether what we are doing emanates from the Spirit of God or from our corrupted flesh. So, seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. See, me, I'm just as bad as you. See that? Rebuked already, not even 2 minutes in. All doctrines of devils and seducing spirits come to cause us to fall into the trap of walking in the flesh over the spirit. Say that again. All doctrines of devils and seducing spirits come to cause us to fall into the trap of walking in the flesh over the spirit. All great lies are founded in truths. Doctrines such as the Seven Mountain Mandate will always contain elements of this false doctrine checklist that we have here. Flesh over spirit, time over eternity, outward over inward, self above God and others, and present world over that to come. And we'll have a question. So, how to listen to your wife. Men are the visionaries of the house. Leadership information versus help information. Help info sounds like leadership info. And I spoke about this last week, but we need to go into it again now. We have a husband here. And if used incorrectly, can be used to lead. But there's always going to be a consequence if the help becomes the lead. See Jezebel and Ahab. Women must use their influence for good and godly purposes. Men must stay in perpetual union with God to know how to lead their homes effectively and allow their wives to help them.
Wow. So I believe that when God has joined two people together, there's a bunch of stuff you don't realize that is buried in your partner that you need. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So remember that Eve was given as a help. Okay. So wherever there's need for help, that means there's a deficit in you. And that's the first thing that men have to realize. The woman that God has given you actually makes up for your deficits, right? The woman helps to make you a better man because the way in which she helps you oftentimes is in ways in which you had some sort of lacking. And it's not that that's a bad thing. That's what partnership is about. You're supposed to make each other better. So how do you allow your wife to help you? I go back to listening first. I believe when you have a godly woman, that the things that she's spotting and the things that she wants to talk to you about, to sort, to fix, to improve on, she's got eyes for those things.
Could you give a practical example of that? Life example.
Practical example. So let's talk about my journey in finances. How about that? Bit of transparency. Who wants to hear me talk about my journey in finances? If we get enough votes, I'll talk about it. Or we can do something that's less exposing for me. I don't see any hands raised. Maybe we should just move on.
Okay, there's a hand.
Oh, okay, we see a hand. It's just one person. That's not enough.
No,
there's
someone
another
else, please.
Let me put the thumbs up. Okay. All right.
That's another one.
Ooh. All right. So let's talk about finances.
Another one.
I got married very young. I say very young. It was the right age to get married. Let me not say very young. I was 22, 23, just turned 23. And I came out of university with debt, like most people. But I married someone who was the daughter of an accountant. And she managed to come out of university debt-free. So she had a wealth of input and ways to think about money that I wasn't even privy to. Like most young people, I mean, I didn't get any financial literacy guidance growing up. So we got a student loan. It was great. I bought myself a hi-fi. You know, I got myself lots of music, lots of CDs. Um, I got myself a credit card. I know, Sister Catherine's laughing. Yeah, that's what I did. I don't know about anybody. What did anybody else do with their student loan? I mean, everybody else was partying and things like that. I didn't party, so I went down to the old Wesley Owens CLC. I come out of there with like £100 worth of music built up. You know what I mean? I had no financial literacy, so I came out of university and went into marriage with debt. I don't even know why her dad didn't ask to look at my account. Like, I think I might do the same, or I might want to do that for my children. And I sometimes think that my father-in-law was so merciful that I might have to apply some mercy. Nevertheless, I had an attitude towards money that was just not cool. It wasn't healthy. If I saw something, and I wasn't a person that would go shopping all the time, but when I do go shopping, if I see something and I want it, I should have it. I'm a child of God. You know how people kind of spin things. Why can't I have the things that I want? And so that's dumb. But, you know, that's where I was, 23, straight out of uni, never had to really pay much bills. I did maybe one semester abroad. So I didn't get the whole uni life experience, the whole managing a budget thing. I was kind of mostly living at home. And so, yeah, so my wife brought a set of tools and I drove her crazy. I drove her in the early days. It was just like, you went and bought what? Like, yeah, you know, we'll just pay it back. Like, but we haven't even cleared your credit card yet. So why have you gone out? So we went through all of those situations, and I had to listen because at the end of the day, you get a balance sheet, you start seeing, okay, I'm actually spending more than I'm earning. And we got to points where the Lord had to take me through different valleys. And let's just put it this way, I weren't always listening. So I had to hit some redundancies at work to find out what it was like to have to go down to the job center. Having had a job where I was putting people into work, I ended up pushing my boy in a pram to the job center to collect money from people that I used to work alongside. Little piece of money, and then they stopped my money. That's another story. But I had to learn how to go to Iceland and get the deals at Iceland. Yeah, when we go shopping now, I had to get to a point where I understood what products to buy in Iceland, what products to buy in Asda, what products to get in the pound shop. You never spend more on a product that you can get cheaper elsewhere. And thankfully, I lived in like South Harrow, where all those shops was on one road, so I wasn't even burning a lot of gas. What am I saying? I had to go through some things to learn. You know what? My wife is right. I know I've got this attitude and this emotion towards money. This is not good. So the Lord took me through some hills and valleys. And when I first got married, I used to tell brothers this fallacy. So check this out, like these behind closed doors brotherhood meetings. If your wife is better at finances, just let your wife do it. Give it to her. And I thought that was good advice. I later on learned, no, that's lazy advice. Learn from your wife. Incrementally take responsibility from your wife. Do better and then own it. Yeah, because what men are like is that if the wife's good at it, just let her do it. And before you know it, she's the best person at finance. She's the best person at cooking. She's the best person with helping the kids with their homework. She's the best person at teaching their kids the golden text. So what are you doing? What are you actually doing for your children? And what are you doing for your wife? And so men can be very lazy and laid back and sit back because the wife's got it. I counsel men differently now. Learn finance. Learn how to manage money. Pay the bills on time. Put reminders in your phone. Don't be an idiot. You can learn this stuff. You're just being lazy. So men oftentimes, they're getting a pass. They should be told this belongs to you, right? And if your wife has to teach you along the way, learn and then lead. This is your job. That's how men need to be spoken to. Because if no one else speak to them like that, men are like electricity. I learned in science. Electricity will always find the easiest route. That's men. If you give men a pass, they'll keep taking it.
Of the call, I am laying down my all. No turning back, moving straight ahead. I'm on the right track, and it's all for the sake of the call.
Happy anniversary to your ministry. I thank God for this ministry. Honestly, this ministry is a blessing to me in many ways, both spiritual and physical. You guys are amazing. Thank you, Brother Michael, for answering the call. Because you answered the call, that's why we all are here. That's why we all become a big family. And not only that, you have made so many sacrifices for every one of us. Personally, you helped me even that the time that I needed financial assistance. The Lord used you, and also used many people in Yam. Honestly, you guys are amazing. I thank God for the encouragement. Thank God for the prayers. Thank God for the sacrificial love. And I remember whenever I testify and share my testimony, you are all encouraging. You are so unique. I thank God for you. I thank God for every one of you. May God continue to bless this ministry, and thank God we all have become a big family. Okay? Let's keep up the good work going. Yam, you're a blessing not only to me but to many. The Lord continue to bless you, Brother Michael. Whatever stage the Lord is taking you to, I know you'll be from glory to glory. You're a blessing to many. God bless you, and God bless your ministry.
And I am a weary pilgrim, and I'm on my way. I am only passing through. I'm not here to stay. One day I'm gonna get to heaven. That's where I belong. But until then, I'm gonna sing this pilgrim song.
This is a face of vexation when people mock you for no reason.
I look for something to stab him.
Wow. And this is your new leader. With the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ.
Hi, slices of love. Hashtag slices of love.